Hi guys, what's up everyone? This is Gaurav. Welcome back to another video. As you know, I made a video on how to file taxes as an international student. Now in this video, I'm going to talk about how to file taxes when you are on your H1B visa here in the United States. It's very important to understand the difference because when you are as a student, you do not pay certain kind of tax and you are exempted, which is FICA tax, which is also known as Social Security and Medicare taxes. But when you are on your H1B visa, you do need to pay these taxes, and also there is something which is called as a substantial presence test. Now that SPT, it allows you to file as a resident of the United States. However, you do not get the same benefits as the citizen, but you do get an option to file as a resident. What are the criteria we are going to discuss in this video, and also I'm going to tell every information that I have about how to file taxes when you are on H1B visa, and it is not only applicable to international students who came and worked on OPT and they got H1B, or whosoever came directly from their own country to United States and then they want to file their taxes. But in this video, I'm definitely going to clear your doubts or questions if you had any, and how and what are the taxes which you need to pay as an H1B visa holder. We are going to discuss in this video, and also I'm going to tell you about SPT, which I mentioned. So without further ado, if you want to know what are H1B visa taxes and how you should pay them, keep on watching. What are H1B taxes? Now, whenever you earn any source of income into the United States while being on H1B visa, that source of income is accounted for taxes. You have to file taxes on those amounts. There are many types of taxes which goes in the H1B visa. Being said that there might be varying upon like 28 to 35% of tax deduction from your gross payment which you get from your company, but I'm also going to tell you and explain you with the breakdowns, like how much do you pay for all different kinds of taxes. The next thing is, what are the different types of taxes which H1B visa holder needs to pay. The first is Social Security tax. Now, what is Social Security tax? Social Security tax is usually 6.2% of your annual income, and it is paid by both. Like, employer has to pay the same amount which you are paying, and in total they have to pay to the Social Security office or the government as a form of Social Security tax. Why that is deducted? It is deducted for your retirement. When you retire, that money will be given back to you, but however, it is 6.2%, so it's a large amount which is deducted from your paycheck. Second number of deduction, the tax deduction, is Medicare taxes. Now, Medicare taxes usually are only about 1.45% of your annual gross income, and the employer again has to match that amount, match that percentage, and pay to the government as a form of their taxes too. So why Medicare tax is deducted? Because when you are retired, your medical expenses can be covered from this Medicare taxes throughout your lifespan which you earned your money. So eventually that money will be going into your medical expenses if you retire and if you're still alive. The third type of tax is the federal government tax. Now, federal government tax is the most important and most amount which is taken out of your paycheck, which is almost around 25 to 30% or 35%, depending on which state you are, and also depending on how much money you make. So that federal tax is a tax which is taken out by government and which is mandatory. So every form of a check or an income you receive, the federal tax will be the most highest, will be around 25 to 30%, and that is deducted. However, when you file your taxes, if you overpaid in your federal tax income, they might be giving you a refund in case of federal tax. So that is most important thing which you have to mind. So when you file, make sure your W2s which you get, they all have the same amount. Make sure all the math is correct while you file your taxes. This is the fourth type of tax which you have to pay is state tax. Now, state tax is, again, it depends on how much percentage it takes out. It's usually around 8 to 10% of the gross annual income. So it varies from different state. Like Texas might be having a different state tax than New York. Depends. Some of the states are usually also free, like Texas, I'm not sure, but maybe they don't pay any state tax. And also in New York we have a state tax, so that percentage range might be different. We pay more state tax because there are more facilities, more things which are going on, and we pay more for living into this New York state. One more type of tax is city tax, but that city tax is not on all the states. Like in New York City, where I stay, it's a major city, so they take out city tax from our paycheck, and it's usually around 3 to 4% of tax which we have to pay just to live in New York City. Like if you go 10 miles away towards Long Island, you do not have to pay any state taxes, but this where the tax breakdown which you need to pay while you are on H1B visa. Okay, so now let's move on to how to file taxes as an H1B visa holder. There are two ways to file your taxes. First of all, as a resident, and the other one is as a non-resident. Let's go to non-resident part, because in resident part I have to make you understand another concept which I will be telling you. Now, as a non-resident, if you're filing your taxes, your deduction will be a little bit different from US citizens, and you have to fill out 1040 NR non-residential form for your tax filing. Now it is necessary that you follow the protocols. Again, the difference between an international student and H1B is that while you file your non-residential tax, then in students, while you are studying as a student, international student, you do not have to pay your FICA, which is Social Security and Medicare taxes. But while you are on your H1B visa, you need to file those taxes, and those taxes will be deducted from your paycheck. Coming to the resident part. Now, Internal Revenue Services, IRS, has determined a way to identify you as a resident if you fulfill their criteria. Now, what are the criteria? Now, first important criteria is you have to be present in the United States for 31 days in the current year while you're filing your taxes. The second requirement is when you add up the number of days you are into the United States for the current year plus 1/3 of the number of days you are present in the United States for the previous year plus 1/6 of the number of the days which you are present in the United States for the 2 years back, they all, when you add up, it should sum to 183 days. Now let's make it simple, and let me tell you this thing with an example. Now suppose you are filing your taxes in 2021. Now suppose your days have been 150 days you stayed in 2021, so you have to add up 150 plus 1/6 of the previous years, which is if you were in the United States for 50 days in 2020, then it adds up to your calculation plus 1/6 of days when you were in United States in 2019, which comes to 25. So when you add up 150 plus 50 plus 25, it comes to 225 days, which is greater than 183 days. So you are eligible to file as a resident, and you might be called as a resident of the United States while filing your H1B taxes. So do not confuse it. As I did the calculation, do it for yourself, and if you are eligible and if you fulfill this requirement, you might be able to file your tax as a resident of the United States. So the steps I would say is, in order to file your H1B visa, know your deadline. Now every year the deadline is April 15th. Get all your documentation done prior to filing it, like make sure all your documentation are right. Number 3 is file your taxes. You have to have your 1040 ready, or all your W2s ready in hand, so you know when and what income you made. And some of the tips of saving taxes or maybe getting more refund is just declare all your assets, then claim your spouse exemption if you can, then claim your dependent if you have any children. That would be pretty much useful to claim the dependent. Or if you made any investments, or if you have any mortgage payments, just claim it, that you spend some on your businesses or your expenses, and that's the way to declare taxes. And in that way the government can decide whether you are liable to pay those or you can get a refund for it. So that's all for this video, guys. I hope you got some basic thing which you wanted to know about H1B visa and filing taxes. Also, I have made about international students, how to file taxes as an international student, so do check out that video too if you are an international student. But on H1B visa, make sure you file your taxes right, because I'm pretty sure after your step of H1B visa you might be applying for your green card, and it's very important to file your taxes in a right way. And make sure you do your substantial presence test correctly, your calculation, and file as a resident if possible, because that might be useful in getting your green card. So that's about it for this video, guys. I am on Instagram, so you can check me out on Instagram as well. I create many posts and some information content over there, and I'll be coming up with a few more information in the next video. So I will see you in the next one.